There's still a lot of uncertainty in the Panhandle's timber industry.
Timber farming is in Will Leonard's blood.
My family has been involved in the timber industry in Calhoun County, Florida, in the Panhandle for 5 generations.
Generations of work wiped out by Hurricane Michael's winds in just 3.5 hours.
All of the mature timber, timber that was of an age and a size that could be sold for an end product that a mill would buy the timber and turn it into that end product, it was all destroyed.
Leonard's farm was just a sliver of the nearly 3 million acres of damaged forest land in the Panhandle. Florida Forest Service estimates Michael left 72 million tons of rotting timber on the ground. That's enough to fill 2.5 million log trucks, which would wrap around the earth 3.5 times.
Roughly 10 to 15% of the fallen timber in the Panhandle has been salvaged in what is expected to be a 10-year cleanup process.
Long-term recovery, we're looking at probably decades of recovery because there's decades of timber that could have been harvested that are on the ground now.
The decades of recovery are not the only struggle timber farmers are facing.
You're looking at $1,000 plus per acre to reforest areas that haven't been salvaged. And frankly, that's just cost prohibitive for timber growers.
Leonard says his family was fortunate enough to salvage 50 to 60% of the fallen timber, but they still need to come up with the money for reharvesting.
Unfortunately, there's not going to be any, as far as we know, any full recovery from what was lost. So the next step is looking forward, planning for the next rotation.
That alone is enough to chase many timber farmers away, but not Leonard. Moving on from the past, he's staying optimistic.
My wife and I, we welcomed our first child in May, and seeing things start to be rebuilt, seeing stands of timber being restarted, and seeing him grow, all of those things give us hope and encouragement.
Determined to pass the family legacy from his generation to the next. Samantha Green, WUFT News. This orchestra came together all because of one person.
I played starting in 5th grade through high school.
Oak Hammock resident Mike Plout started on the clarinet.
They switched me to oboe because they needed oboe players, and I played oboe until 12th grade. And after that, I didn't play anything for 48 years.
Until his neighbors at Oak Hammock helped bring music back to his life. The Institute for Learning in Retirement at Oak Hammock allows seniors to take classes. They can learn things they never could before, or pick back up an old hobby.
Oak Hammock isn't just for Gainesville residents. People come from across the nation to get the opportunity of lifelong learning.
When you're learning, you're always experiencing and growing, and learning is just such a crucial part of aging gracefully.
Oak Hammock currently offers over 15 classes and have about 1,000 people coming in and out each week. Seniors not only come for the classes, but also come to be social.
It's a great opportunity to meet other people that have the same mindset as you, as continually learning.
Plout says this program helped him create this music group.
I just put out a notice to everybody and said, who's interested in doing that? And 7 or 8 people came, and we started playing.
Which brought him back to his childhood. Something he never thought he could do.
It's become a major part of my life here at Oak Hammock because I'm not doing what I used to do professionally.
These students may be seniors, but they are not graduating anytime soon. Samantha Green, WUFT News. People have many reasons to love cycling.
Getting outdoors.
The social part of it.
Cardiovascular exercise.
And cyclist Rusty Dosh is no different.
And one of the things that I really liked about going to the cycling as I experienced it was being able to go out and see new things.
Dosh began his cycling career early on as a child. Over the years, it's not only been his passion, but it's brought his family closer together. However, his hobby comes with a lot of risk.
I was struck and run over, and that I had a traumatic brain injury.
That was just the first of 3 times Dosh was rushed to the hospital from a bike accident. While he was able to make it out healthy, others do not find themselves so lucky. Federal government data shows Florida has the most bicycle deaths in the entire country, despite showing decreases in deaths during recent years.
I think that this report seems about right.
Jacob Adams works to make cyclists and drivers safer and more aware.
The more cyclists get out and ride, the more drivers have opportunities to interact with them. It will help drivers operate their vehicles better around cyclists.
Gainesville Cycling Club member Kathy Benton advocates for better legislation to help prevent accidents.
We're also slow as a state to make legislation that makes everybody safer on the roads, like the texting while driving ban that just was recently passed.
Benton even met with Senator Keith Perry last weekend to talk about stronger legislation for distracted driving. She says he is going to push for stricter laws to make drivers and cyclists feel more safe on Florida roads.
Cyclists are out doing an activity that they enjoy, just like, those people have activities that they enjoy doing.
While Dosh has gotten back on his bike, his scars remind him of how important safety is while riding.